Alright, hello everybody. This is Starman. Welcome back to Let's Play Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Last time you remember, we did actually get to Atlantis, but I did promise I would show you every pathway through the game, which means we've come back to this, the moment of choice after the first third of the game or so, where you decide if you want to travel with Sophia, or if you want to go alone and take the path of action, aka the Fist Path, or think your way through things by yourself, aka the Wits Path. This time, I think we will take the Fist Path, so I would rather go into action by myself.
I'd rather go into action by myself.
I just said that.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I want action. I want gaiety, laughter, ha-cha-cha.
Yes, I'm sure. I want action.
Okay, if that's how you feel, I won't try to stop you.
Take care of yourself, and don't talk to any strange Nazis.
So long, Indy.
I do love how he just leaves the woman he knows to be a thief of rare archaeological artifacts in his office, which is full of rare archaeological artifacts. But we find ourselves with the same choice as before. Do we go to Monte Carlo first or Algiers first? We will go to Monte Carlo. Because the paths, while going to the same location, do not feature the same activities. But we are still going to have to wait in the street for Monsieur Trottier to show up.
Excuse me.
Hey, there he is now.
Are you Alan Trottier? Oh, perhaps. Who's asking?
This part, though, will seem very familiar. We do still have to play it humble with him.
I'm Dr. Indiana Jones of Barnett College. Jones. I believe I've heard of you. Yes, of course, the famous archaeologist. Actually, I'm just a simple professor. Oh, leave the modesty to me, sir. Alain Trottier. Amateur scholar, part-time poet, professional dreamer.
Oh, you're a bullshit artist.
I've heard you deal in Atlantean artifacts. Aha, my reputation precedes me. To prove you're worth dealing with, answer me this. What was Plato's great error?
Okay, so we have an error of grammar, error of judgment, error of translation, error of logic. Translation, the whole tenfold got his numbers mixed up thing.
An error of translation. Yes, excellent. Obviously, you know Plato's lost dialogue well. Personally, I doubt I can help you, but my name is recognized among dealers in antiquity. Maybe my business card will be of some use to you. And now, au revoir.
And that is all we need to do in Monte Carlo. Get a business card.
It says A. Trottier, truly old antiques.
As opposed to truly new antiques. But
Driver, to the airport.
this does give us something useful to use in Algiers. And you'll note that we have a much less crowded marketplace this time around, but we still have the citizens we don't want to talk to.
They look kind of busy. It says aerial views, one flight up.
And the balloon vendor is not here.
It says balloon ride, closed for repairs.
But the knife thrower is no longer here. The beggar is still here, though.
Hello there.
Ah, a prosperous American.
You ever hear of Atlantis, old man?
Atlantis. Atlantis. No.
Do you know where Omar Al-Jabbar lives?
Omar is one of my best customers. Alas, his address is known to few men.
Subtle difference in the dialogue there.
What are you doing here on the streets?
I'm a beggar, Effendi. It is my job to be here. Now, let me get back to work, please.
So, yeah, we do not get a balloon ticket from him, since there is no balloon ride place open, and there isn't a grocer this time around. And one more big change. Omar Al-Jabbar is not running his own shop.
There's nothing to look at. Excuse me.
How can I help you, Indy?
Are you Omar?
You mean Mr. Al-Jabbar? That is an also good one, Effendi. I'm his trusted servant, Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul.
Can you arrange a meeting with Mr. Al-Jabbar?
I suppose I could, Effendi, but my master rarely deals with clients in person. Why should I bother him?
I've got a hot tip on some stolen artifacts.
So do half the people in Algiers. You'll have to give me a better reason than that.
Well, if we need to prove our bona fides...
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Ah, the business card of Monsieur Trottier. That's different. Perhaps Mr. Al-Jabbar will desire to speak with you. Wait
And
here
note,
until I
I've
get
still got
back.
that disgusting gum from the college. And yeah, in typical LucasArts game fashion, we are not actually going to wait around for him to return. But we will instead follow after him. And head out into the city streets. And he's going to take a fairly zigzaggy path around the city. Luckily, we don't have to worry about running into him. We just have to stay close enough to see where he's going, and the red dot, fairly easy to
The
track.
servant's ducking into that house.
Hideous torture. May the fleas of 1,000 camels torment you.
Now, there are actually
Tell
a couple
me
of ways to
more
handle
or
this.
die.
Not
I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save here, so I can show you both of them.
for all the riches in the world.
Because the clever way...
about Atlantis?
Not for all the sand in the desert.
is that we can use our whip in a
Time is
melodramatic
running
indie fashion.
I won't tell you anything, barbarian. Thank you for saving me from that infidel. What's your name?
Indiana Jones.
Really? The famous archaeologist. What brings you to North Africa?
I heard you know something about Atlantis. I'm looking for it.
Take my advice, Doctor, and give up. There are men who will kill to stop you.
But the other way is a bit more physical.
I'm getting... Achtung!
Whoops.
So, Dr. Jones, you fell right into my trap.
Thank you for saving me from that infidel. What's your name?
Indiana Jones.
Really? The famous archaeologist. What brings you to North Africa?
I heard you know something about Atlantis. I'm looking for it.
Take my advice, Doctor, and give up. There are men who will kill to stop you.
You talking about Klaus Kerner?
You know the man, I see. He forced me to reveal the source of my Atlantean artifacts. He and his team are out in the desert, turning a modest discovery of mine into a major dig. They seem to have found an outpost of the Lost Kingdom, and they're stealing my treasures.
Let me tackle him for you.
Would you? And if you find Kerner, that spawn of the evil one, break his neck for me. Now, since you saved my life, Here's the map and a camel to speed you on your way. Meanwhile, Paul and I must alert the authorities.
Wait, what map? Which camel?
Well, there's only the one camel in the background.
He's unconscious.
And fortunately, we cannot loot him for money, as in the previous games.
It's the stuff dreams are made of. It's the stuff dreams are made of.
Yeah, as long as we're here.
It's a cheap soapstone carving.
We aren't actually going to need the statues, but we can pick them up anyway, and might as well get something for our trouble.
It's just a piece of bamboo. It's just laundry. It's just laundry. Hey, this is no shirt, it's a map.
Well, thankfully.
Oh, the stick broke, but I got the map. The only mark on this map is one big X.
And this map should look familiar from what we did before. Alright, so now we are riding our camel through the desert. And the same principle will apply. We'll find nomad bands and ask them for clarification where we're going. But unfortunately, we also now have Nazi jeeps chasing after us.
Yipe! Hey!
And we're apparently at the east edge of the map.
What do you make of this map?
You are very close to the site. This X is a little to the south and slightly to the east.
Thanks for the information.
Well, that was lucky. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save here as well. Because while it is possible to evade all the various troops, I don't think we're going to be able to do that here anyway.
Hey!
Yep.
You have no business out here. I'm taking you back to the city.
Now, you can go back to the city without complaint and just have to start over and try and do a better job of evading them. But this is the fist path.
You and what army?
Unfortunately, this guy is... After losing the fight, Indy was devoured by vultures and scorpions. Well, good thing I saved.
Hey!
You have no business out here. I'm taking you back to the city.
Let's talk this over like civilized human beings.
Let's not.
They must really want to keep that dig site a secret.
Okay, so now that we've knocked out one guard, we don't have to worry about any more coming after us.
Looks like I lost those guys.
And fun fact, you can actually stumble across the dig site by accident. I actually did through my first test playthrough,
Look what I found. An abandoned dig site.
stumble across the dig site by running around a corner and just running over the right spot in the map. But I would not advise trying to cover the whole desert doing that.
There's a plug missing. That's where the gas is.
And yeah, the same object as before, but we can't actually really do anything.
It won't come out.
With this, and we won't need to siphon the gas out. And the table that collapsed into the sinkhole is no longer there. And there's also one new thing.
Yipe! Somebody's shooting at me.
Yeah, there's a ladder going up somewhere, and somebody's shooting at us. And once we're down here...
That was close.
whoever's shooting at us will keep on shooting at us.
It feels like a portable generator. It feels like an on-off switch. That doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, thankfully, since this is a fifth path, we don't have a big complicated puzzle for figuring out how to get this thing open, or how to get the lights on. We still have to figure out how to open the way to Atlantis, but that's not quite as difficult
There's a
as
coppery
it was
bead in
before.
here.
And as before,
There's a mural behind this crumbling rock. It's a map of the island of Crete with a hole in the middle. Didn't I read about that in the Lost Dialogue?
we did indeed.
It's a painting of a chest or ark. I've seen that before.
But there is a new addition this time.
Is that a ball these figures are tossing around? Or a stone disc? Well now, here's something the Nazis missed. It's one of those discs I've been chasing after.
So now we have a sunstone. And we have a place to put it. Just to double check our dialogue this time. Let's see, many outposts of sunstone sufficed if sunset made the tall horns red. So easy enough. Use the sunstone with the peg. Setting sun over the tall horns.
Aha! Judging by the placement of the stone on this mural, I should head for Crete. Tough climb.
Halt! Do you realize what you've done? You've dug an unauthorized hole.
I was just following Kerner's orders.
That's a relief because Colonel Kerner will be back soon and he generally shoots people for digging around here.
Okay. I need to do something clever to get past this guy before Kerner comes back. And just to be safe once more, let's use our favorite handy-dandy tool.
While you're standing there, let me show you a magic trick I learned.
You'll be sorry you did that, Americana.
Too bad he doesn't have anything worth taking.
Yes, but we do have that handy rope ladder. And thankfully, the balloon simulator is a little easier to deal with this time. Oh, it's exactly the same, but we don't have to worry about trying to hit that small nomad village target. We just have to sail north.
Crete, here I come.
Well, balloon is not the easiest thing to steer. And this backdrop should also look somewhat familiar. And this next part of the game will be a bit repetitive. This part is actually exactly the same as it was in the team path with Sophia. We have to go grab the surveyor equipment and use it to track down where a moonstone is buried.
It's a surveyor's transit, useful for measuring angles and laying out straight lines.
And unfortunately, there's no avoiding it. I do find it amusing that for all the FistPath does to streamline the game and give you all these opportunities to just punch your way past the guards, you still have to do this puzzle, which is one of the more thoughtful and logic-based in the entire game. You know, proof that even if you're trying to action hero your way through things, you still can't escape from doing a little bit of thinking in an Indiana Jones game. Aha!
It's an ancient diagram of some kind. There's a bull's head, horns, and tail. The lines appear to converge on that circle. Could the circle be one of the stone discs? It's a pile of rock. They won't move. It's a pile of... They won't move. It's a pile of rubble. They won't move.
All right, let's try this pile of stones.
There's a statue here. It's a bull's tail statue.
All right. So you line that up with the right horn.
I see the right horn. It's a pile of rubble.
Which means...
The stones look loose. There's a statue here. It's a bull's head statue. I see a wall.
Whoop.
I see the left horn. Hello, what's this?
All right, so we use the ship rib there with the X marks the spot.
Hey, there's a stone disc down here. It's got a hole in the middle and little moons carved into the surface. It must be one of the moonstones Plato wrote about.
Alright, so with that done, we can head to the other ruin with the stone spindle. And let's see, Greater Colony, Pale Dawn, Shredding the Darkest Night. They did a great job converting the John Williams score into meaty, I must say. Okay, so setting sun, and then let's see, darkest night. Which would be new moon over the rising sun. I think that's what it said. Hey, hey!
What do you know? A secret door.
You're trespassing on occupied territory. I've got orders not to let anyone pass.
Well, much as I'd hate for him to defy orders, I gotta get in there. So, we got a couple of ways to try and talk past, none of which are gonna work.
I'm a secret agent in disguise. Let me pass.
We've already got one Americano working for us. That's about all we can stand.
An American working for you? Who's that?
Dr. Fräulein Hopgood, that's who. She's a hellish vixen, but when coaxed, she can be very useful.
Really, I better think this over, or, oh yeah, try coaxing me.
Oh yeah? Try coaxing me.
With pleasure.
He's unconscious. I better not forget the stones.
Silly of me, and nice of the game to remind you of that.
So, the legend of a labyrinth hidden under the ruins of Knossos is true. The legend of Atlantis isn't any more far-fetched. Maybe it's true, too. I'll bet the last stone disc and Atlantis are waiting for me somewhere beyond that door.
So yeah, we have hauled butt through the fist path. And this puzzle was exactly the same as before, just take all the stone heads, whip this one from the other room. Easiest way to ever get head of a bullwhip I've had. Oh, what? Anyway, we'll go ahead and stop here since we're just coming up on the half-hour mark. But next time, we will finish with the ruins of Konos, which are going to be a little bit different than they were last time and a bit more challenging. This is where the fist path really comes into its own, in my opinion. And thanks for watching. We'll get to that next time. See you then.